I'm here because I cannot tolerate that the world is staying silent while Syria is suffering. I'm here to remind you that Syria's future depends on its children, and their future depends on you and the decisions you make. You are the ones who will decide that they will have the education they need to fulfill their dreams, rebuild their country, and bring peace. I know what it is like to be forced out of your country. My family and 2 million people were forced out of home in Swat Valley. And it saddens me that that experience is shared by millions of people and children right now. As I speak to you, there are over 700,000 Syrian refugee children who are out of school. There are girls like Rema, Tasneen, and Mozoon. Rema, age 12, lives in a refugee camp in Jordan. When I met her, there was only one tent school in that refugee camp. So she went to a class with children who were aged 5, 6, and 7, while she was 12. And I asked her if she felt odd sitting with children who were much younger than her. And she replied that if she cannot learn more, at least she would not forget what she has already learned. That was her passion for education, and that was her dream to keep learning. Tasneen, she lives in a refugee camp in Bekaa Valley in Lebanon. She was so happy when a school was opened there. And now her pink school bag is filled with textbooks. And there are many more who want their school bags to be filled with textbooks. And Mozoon, you heard her in the beginning, she spoke. She is here with us today to share her own story. We heard that even though she's far from home, she continues to dream, and she works to protect other girls' rights and dreams of education too. Many have started calling Syrian children a generation lost, but it is wrong, completely wrong. Rema is not lost. Tasneen is not lost. Mozoon is not lost. They do not accept the word lost. Neither can I, and nor should you. These children will only be lost if you choose to give up on them. These children will only be lost if you choose to fail them. The countries who are hosting the refugees, especially Lebanon, Jordan, and Turkey, are carrying such a huge burden. I thank you. I thank all these countries for opening their hearts, their lands, and their schools to Syrian children. But today, I ask you to take the next step, to make sure the policy change is necessary for every refugee to start and finish 12 years of free, safe, and quality education. And rich countries, we thank you for what you have done in the past, but now, and you know that it is not enough. We need more. We ask you to open your generous hearts and do more. I ask you to match the generosity of the countries sheltering Syrian refugees. I ask you to match the determination and courage of Syria's young people. Today, I, Mozoon, and all Syrian children ask you for $1.4 billion to make sure every child affected by Syrian crisis can get an education, $1 per day per child. Let's challenge ourselves to get all Syrian children into school this year. And I'm really happy by the announcements that were made today, especially by the host countries, such as UK, Germany, and Norway, adding up to $300 million per year, and also to the US government for $300 million. And I'm hoping that more countries will announce more to education especially. They will mention it and they'll clarify it. And when I was young, my mother taught me that truth will abolish fear. Here is the truth. $1.4 billion for Syria's children is a number that the world can afford. Losing this generation is a cost the world cannot. If we only spend on wars and weapons, things will never change. We must fight back with education instead. It is schools and education that will rebuild Syria, not weapons. Dear brothers and sisters, we know what we must do next. We must invest in schools and learning. We must make a promise that this generation, and to empower them with education to rebuild Syria and bring peace. Thank you so much.